Start.
Good evening, YouTubers. This is Trailer Joe here. Today I wanted to talk to you about something very, very special. Here you see the Nixon Inaugural Medal that was made by the Franklin Mint in 1973 for the second inauguration of Richard Milhouse Nixon. What I really wanted to talk to you today is also, it's August 8th, 2014, and that is the 40th anniversary, the day Richard Nixon resigned as President of the United States of America. I guess maybe some of you have heard of Watergate. Watergate was a political scandal. Actually, it was a burglary that Nixon knew of, did not take part of, but knew of. And to this day, I still don't understand why he kept the tapes, because the tapes is what really was the proof of him covering up what happened. They say, you know, covering up something is worse than the actual crime. Well, it really was in this case. Richard Nixon, just to give you a little background, was a congressman from Yorba Linda, California. He served in World War II. He was an officer. He was also Vice President of the United States under Dwight D. Eisenhower. He ran against Kennedy also in 1960, and he lost, of course, to President Kennedy. In 1969, he became president. It was a lot of turmoil back in the 60s. Those of you who remember, those of you who are too young to remember, there was a lot of different things going on, a lot of assassinations, Martin Luther King, Robert F. Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, just horrific political things going on. But to say the least, whether you're Republican, Democrat, whatever you are, it really doesn't matter. This was a man that first went to China, first president ever to go to China. Foreign policy was really his thing. An expert on foreign policy, not like some of the presidents we've had in the recent past, but this man really knew foreign policy. Like I said, first president ever to go to China. First president to get, those of you who collect the Chinese pandas, actually he got two pandas, real pandas from China, and they were at the Washington Zoo. Took him a long time to actually mate and get another panda out of those two, but they finally did, and that was a big story also. Nixon was basically, again, another thing he did, he got rid of the gold standard. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, there's nothing really to back our money. So that gold standard was done. He developed the Environmental Protection Agency. A lot of things came out of that. Clean Water Act. Water is a lot cleaner than it was when I was a kid. And also, the air is a lot cleaner than it ever was before when I was a kid. So we can thank him for that. But a very, very, very sad day 40 years ago, not only for this man, Richard Milhouse Nixon, but for our country. Okay? First president ever to resign, and the last president ever to resign. You know, Gerald Ford, you know, Nixon handpicked him to become president. That gave us Jimmy Carter. We probably would not have Jimmy Carter if Nixon would have served out his term. And you know what the other sad part about it? There was no really need for Watergate, but one of Nixon's downfalls was he was paranoid. He was a very paranoid individual, very smart individual, but he was always worried about other things. You know, always thinking somebody was out to get him, and that really wasn't the case. So, to make a long story short, you know, Watergate was the Watergate complex, and they were caught by the police. You've heard of Bernstein and Woodward. Woodward made a whole career on Watergate. He's still to this day. That is the biggest story he ever had, and probably the biggest story he will ever have. And they ran with that. And Nixon denied it. And today, 40 years ago, he resigned as President of the United States. A very sad moment for our country. As you can see, this is a beautiful, I have it in bronze. You can get them on eBay. There's quite a few of them. I was pretty young when I got this. You could see, and the other person in the the medal also is Spiro T. Agnew. He was once governor of Maryland, and he was vice president of United States with Nixon. Nixon did end the Vietnam War. We did end it while other presidents were trying to increase the war, namely LBJ. Nixon did end the war in Vietnam. A very sad war where 55,000 plus American troops got killed. I believe to this day it was just a worthless fight. There was no reason for it. And it just, we forget, what our military people did. And there was a draft back then, and people were getting drafted into the military. And for what reason, I don't know. But I give it to Nixon. He did end the Vietnam War. He did write a number of books on foreign policy. He was more probably after Watergate, going into the 1980s. He was on a lot of different talk shows, a lot of different things. And I think he kind of, revived himself after that, going forward. So, a very smart man, very smart president, but a very sad day for the United States. Again, this was his second inaugural medal. It was made by the Franklin Mint. It is bronze. I couldn't afford silver at the time. But you can get these from various prices on the eBay. Some range from $15 to, some people want more than that on this. But again, interesting individual, character. Had a bowling alley in the White House. First president ever to have a bowling alley in the White House. Still to this day, I think President Obama uses it. Also, a great poker player. Supposedly he never lost in poker. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. My channel, I try to give you a little history. Try to bring you up to date on some of the things. On the news, I said I had to make a short video on this today. It couldn't go undetected, not noticed by the silver community out here. I think we all should know about this. And that's all I got. Hopefully you're having a good day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.